Hello, listeners. It is Em once again. I am here to tell you guys that my comedy special, Fixed, How I Got Rejected by Reality TV, has officially been released on my YouTube channel. If you haven't watched it, please, by all means, listen to this episode and then skedaddle right on over to my YouTube channel and watch the special. It's 48 minutes of your life. I think you'll really love it. If you like this podcast, I think you'll love the special. And if you've already watched it, thank you so much. I've seen all of your messages, all of your comments. I've been responding to all of them, every single one. It really means so much to me hearing from you guys after watching it. And with that being said, I'd love to ask you to tell a friend, send it to someone, comment on it, like it, engage with the video. I know it's so cringy to ask this of you, and trust me, nobody's more embarrassed about that than me. But the only way that I can help myself get other people to see this is to ask you to help me spread the word. So if you already have, thank you. If you haven't, please do your girl a solid, send that link, comment on that video. And thanks again. I love you guys. More than I love Chloe. You guys can all come in my pod, okay? Don't tell her I said that. Who knows if she'll even hear this. Anyway, thanks again. I love you and enjoy the episode. Lilas.
On today's app.
After cheer practice, I was going back to this girl's house. We were having a sleepover. And I just, you know how just
Some houses
you were like, nope, this isn't it.
Totally.
And I remember I was laying in her room with the lights out. And like trying to go to sleep, and in my head I was singing that John Bon Jovi song that was like, "Who says you can't go home?"
All body, no blanks, no blanks. All body, no blanks, no blanks. All body, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks.
Welcome to our
Bienvenidos
to our new temporary studio, otherwise known as my apartment.
We're at M's.
Hey, welcome to M's. Welcome to
hanging
Moe's.
at
Have you
M's.
ever been to Moe's?
Never heard of it.
Wow, I have to actually get used to talking to you like this.
I know.
Like, it feels like we're going to have a more sophisticated conversation in here, and I'm
A
not
bit.
sure I feel great about that.
I feel that way too. I honestly feel also like we're hanging out at your apartment, so it's like,
Right.
what can we say on here?
I know you have to remember that this is a podcast that we are putting out
But
into
it's
the world.
anything I can say to you, you could say to my peeps.
Exactly.
So what's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
A guy asked me out on the street.
Whoa! Cool shit's always happening to you.
No, not really.
Tell me.
I wasn't dressed like this, I'll tell you that much. I was
were you
wearing a
wearing?
big baggy t-shirt with this.
You so would get asked out in a big baggy
And
t-shirt.
my mom was there.
Really?
Yeah. So this is what happened, you guys. Set the scene, just so you know. I still got it, okay?
This is so cool.
So I'm walking home from work. I have a backpack that Ellie goes in because I normally bike to work with her on my backpack.
Yeah.
So I had the backpack with my purse in it because I was walking Ellie. Put my purse in the backpack. Do you guys get it?
Yep.
And I'm walking. And here's the thing. He clocked me from the back, so
Spilled
I
myself.
couldn't trust him.
Spilled on myself, sorry.
That's because you need a straw now. If you're going to treat yourself like a princess.
I gotta get straws for my girl.
You don't have straws?
I do, but not. You gonna put a straw in that cup? Look at that cup.
I put a straw in any cup. You know.
Yeah.
I use those like.
girl,
you
you
know.
always.
My straws are like 4 inches too long.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So the man clocked me from the back, and he
Totally.
said, "Excuse me."
Well, honey, if I saw your back, I'd be clocking you too.
I know,
I
right?
mean, the girl's got a great ass. Can we all
Thank
agree?
you so much. I looked at myself in the mirror naked yesterday.
Hey,
You
where?
don't do that as much as you grow up.
At Equinox every day.
If I'm in Equinox, I'm looking naked. You're right.
I'm
I haven't
always
gone in a
looking
long
naked.
time.
Yeah.
But I noticed I used
At
to look
home,
at
I don't.
myself naked
Yeah.
a lot more than I do these days. Maybe
Yeah.
because lack of mirrors.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I have my full-size mirror in my bedroom, but I'm never like in that area when I'm naked.
Totally. You're like in the bathroom or in the living room?
I guess so. Fuck. I'm in my bathroom.
My apartment is far too small to like be naked everywhere.
In your bathroom. Oh.
What? Never mind.
Jeez.
Emily.
Girl.
Okay.
It's because we had some time together before we started.
Yeah, we synced up.
Yeah, Chloe came over and I was like, do you mind if I just make myself dinner real quick? And then I went to go make chicken, like breaded chicken, like, dip it in the egg, dip it in the breaded chicken, put it in the air fryer.
So you know that you're supposed to also have a wet hand and a dry hand when you do things like that. one hand is supposed to be the one for this, and you're supposed to switch. It's just something they tell you.
Well,
On the Discovery Chef channel.
Everyone will know the Discovery Chef channel where you can discover chefs.
Yeah.
Chloe told me, I'm embarrassed to admit this. I took the chicken out.
Right?
Well, let me say it, and I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I can always ask my good dear friend.
Don't. I'm so jealous of her.
Why?
She knows
Yeah,
Siri.
she knows
She
so much.
knows so much, and I know so little.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I can't compete.
Only in comparison to her, though. You know stuff.
Yeah, but I'm
I
comparing.
gotta sit up in this chair. It's really comfortable, and I will lay back.
get
That one's not
sleepy?
as comfortable. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm feeling great.
Good. So Chloe tells me I take the chicken out. I'm dipping it in the egg, dipping it in the bread, and I'm about to do all that. I open the chicken, which
Fresh
first
out
of all,
of the,
fresh out of the 2-day past its sell by. And I was like, 2-day past its sell by. That sounds like a biology term you'd have to learn in class.
2-day past its sell by.
Yeah. That sounds like something you'd say to like remember. Like 2-day past its sell by. It's the capital of Lebanon and Kuwait. I always remember Kuwait, having to memorize the capital of Kuwait. Or is Kuwait the capital of something?
See,
These are the things we have to remember.
I don't.
And I don't.
So you learned today about chicky.
So I opened the chicken. First of all, it was 2 days past its sell by, and I go, Chloe,
I never
is this
finished my
fine?
story about my man.
We're gonna get there.
Okay.
No, we have to. It's like a Matryoshka doll. We have to like close the inner Russian doll before we go out to the next outer layer. We started out here. We went in. We have to close
Is
this
that
one.
a Russian doll?
Yeah, Matryoshka.
That's
See?
perfect for my story.
You know how many things you learn on this podcast?
That's perfect for my story.
So the chicken was 2 days past its sell by date. I go, Chloe, can I still eat this? She goes, I don't know. I go, smell it. She goes, I don't want to smell it.
Obviously.
So I asked ChatGPT, is my chicken past? And
My
then
other enemy.
my-
Just kidding. That's my best friend.
And he was like, and yeah, I'm saying he because he's my AI
Bitch.
assistant, and my assistant is a man. And he was like,
Just say
smell it, feel it, see it, whatever. So I was like, it's probably fine, right? I take it out, and then I'm about to. I don't know what I was about to do. Maybe pat it dry. Maybe
You said
skip
pat it dry,
that
but-
step. Chloe goes, you have to rinse it, and I go, you gotta rinse chicken.
Because so Emily, you did know that if you can't put it directly on like
Right, because
a cutting board.
It's juicy and goopy. I gotta put it on.
It's not about that.
I gotta put it on a paper towel and dry it.
It's not about the goop. It's about has salmonella.
But it's gonna cook off. All that shit cooks off when you cook it.
Yeah, but you're fucking up all the rest of the stuff.
I'm not concerned about my other silverware. You guys, hello? I know those got contaminated, and I know I have to wash them. I was going
Your
directly.
chicken is the culprit.
But I was
Your
going.
chicken is the
I
culprit.
know.
So
I went I was gonna take the chicken.
I don't know if you were.
Put it directly in the egg, and then directly in the breadcrumbs, and then directly in the air fryer. It was not touching a cutting board. I was cooking it whole.
But it's gonna touch. You know what?
What?
Over it.
It's gonna touch
Over
what?
it.
You know, you
No,
messed up a little bit.
No, I don't think I messed up. I don't think I messed up this time.
All right, well, write in. I can I just ask Siri? I wanted to settle this right here, right now. Am I supposed to rinse the raw chicken before I use it to cook and prepare?
Sometimes I need to my ChatGPT question.
I know. Nope. Do not rinse raw chicken. Rinsing can actually spread bacteria like salmonella around your sink, countertop, and anything nearby via water splatter. Instead, just take it out of the package, pat it dry with paper towels, and proceed with seasoning or breading.
No!
So I was right.
I gaslit you so hard
You
that you
did.
actually almost gaslit me.
What do you mean?
You were like, I was going to do that.
What? That is, did I not rewind? I said I was going to pat it dry.
I was wrong.
I was going to pat it dry. You were wrong. But guess what, girl? I'm so new to life
I'm still
that when
gonna-
you said to me, you know you have to rinse that, I went, fucking hell I don't. But I'm glad I know now. Everything I do in that kitchen, if someone came in and went, you know that's not how you're supposed to do it, I would
actually
go,
said-
I literally could know less. I could know no less than I know right
you
now.
literally
Please
said thank
teach
you
me.
for teaching me that, Chloe.
I did. I was like, I'm so glad you were here to tell me that. Because all the other times I've made chicken, I've just patted it dry.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I guess I'm going to throw that chicken out now. Well, I guess the chicken's okay. It's all
Wait.
the area around it, like
Your
the
entire
sink, the
kitchen.
countertop, and the other materials that the water splatter of bacteria could have
I'm
spread.
gonna so much to say that's interesting that they said that, and I believe everything they say, that I would still clean chicken before I do it. What if now I decide I use soap this time now?
I mean, I guess the big concern for me was like, is it affecting the chicken? But really, chat was saying, no, it's about spreading chicken juice everywhere.
Well, it wasn't the juice.
It was the squeeze.
Okay, so listen to this,
So
you
you meet
guys.
this guy.
So this guy comes up to me, and he says, he is asking me a lot of questions. Does your dog go in that backpack? Obviously, my dog goes in that backpack. Does your dog blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no, but with tons of charisma.
Yeah.
So he's already locked in. He's already locked in. I was like, I was over it, but he was already hyped.
Yeah.
And he was like, what's her name? I was like, this is Ellie. His dog's name was Masha because she's Russian. Russian doll.
Matryoshka.
And I said, are you Russian? And he said, no. He proceeds to tell me what he is. Don't care. He looked like he would be a man in finance,
Okay.
but dressed well enough to be gay.
Okay.
So I was like, do you want to be my friend? And then he was like, can I get your number? We should go to the dog
You said,
park
do you want to
together."
be my friend?
No, I was thinking.
Listen, girl.
Yeah,
you got to get literal with me.
Even the chicken.
Even the
Basically,
chick-
and
well,
then
that was direction.
yeah, you're right. He basically just asked me for my number, and then I put my phone number in as Chloe, and I was like, and this is my mother, and then my mom goes, he asked you out when you look like that, and I said, thank you so much. I still
Was he
am
cute?
cute. He was cute. My first thought was, who should I set him up with? Because he seems great.
Right.
Not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Gavin.
Is his name?
Is his name? Oh. Whoa.
Was his dog cute?
It was like a huge white Siberian husky.
Oh, so nope, not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Not gonna work.
What are you gonna have, David and Goliath in your apartment?
Wait, that dog won't fit in my apartment.
No.
Neither will Gavin. No person will fit in my apartment but me and Ellie.
No.
No.
You know, I never thought about if whoever you date next, if they have a dog, what are you gonna have, 2 dogs?
First
Maybe.
of all, no. You think Ellie's inviting another dog into our life?
If it works out that way, perhaps.
It's not going to work out that way.
You never know.
Me and Ellie are like closed off to people who have animal.
Why?
We can't fit that more in our perfect little life of 2.
But what if by the time, I don't think you'd be fitting it. Well, wow. Whoa. How do people with boyfriends and you both have a dog?
You merge
Hold
your
on.
families.
No. If you both,
Allie?
hello, Spanish flu. If you both have a dog
Okay.
and you're just dating,
Okay. Are they
What do you-
stepbrothers?
it's Step Brothers Part 2. Secret Life of Pets meets Step Brothers. Brilliant movie idea.
Oh my God, don't tell everyone.
Although I guess that is what happens in Secret Life of Pets. She gets a new dog.
You're right.
Okay.
Oh, I love that movie.
I love that movie. I love that. I wish Stella could see it.
Ellie's
you know?
seen it so many
No,
times,
but you
she
know-
doesn't know. She's just a dog.
Hold on. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're
You have a
dating.
partner.
You have a partner. You each have a dog, and you have a sleepover. Do you bring the dog?
Of course. Okay, this brings me to something very serious.
Oh. She
That
burped.
was it.
No.
No. Okay, this is very
I
serious.
would have been so mad at you if you
I
did
know,
that.
I would never do that to you. Come on.
So,
Okay. Some people leave their dog overnight like a cat would. A dog is not a cat. A dog is a dog. You cannot leave a dog by itself in an apartment overnight. No matter
That's pretty
what.
sad.
That's wrong. Cats do whatever the fuck they
Wait,
want.
I agree
Cats
with-
walk on their hind legs when their humans aren't there.
Yeah. No, they have
Something's-
full
something's different.
lives. They are different.
Dogs are just dogs.
I have to ask you though. While I completely agree with you,
Yeah, please.
why can't you?
Totally. Because, like, you're like, they're just going to sleep.
Yeah,
It's just wrong. I think dogs are like babies.
they are. But you know, I mean, listen, Chloe.
I'm all ears.
SNL 50th?
You left Stella all night.
Oh, wait, you had Stella.
Yeah, what?
But SNL Christmas party?
So here's the thing.
We got home at like 7.
I've done that before. That's animal abuse.
You think?
I know.
Why?
It's not nice. It's not nice. You have a dog.
No, I
Be
know.
an owner. Be an owner.
You're right. I mean, I didn't plan to get home at 7, obviously.
Of course. Listen,
But
they're more
that never
forgiving.
happens. It's only happened once. The latest we've gotten home as a group was then that one time.
Yeah.
I haven't stayed out that late since having her with John.
Right. You can't do that.
No.
You have a dog now. You have responsibility. If you're going to stay
Yeah.
out that late, that's irresponsible and you shouldn't be able to have a dog. Not you.
We literally,
Those.
no, I completely agree with you. We literally last weekend, I went to the party
Yeah.
and it was like, we looked at our phone or we were like debating going home and we both looked at each other at the same time. We're like, Stella.
You
And we're
have
like,
a
"Let's go."
dog. Oh, so this is also what I was going to say. One thing about having a dog too is you never do, I'll never, obviously because of everything that I just said, I'll never like sleep at a man or woman's house.
Right, no impromptu sleepovers.
I will never do that because
Yeah.
I'm always going to go home to my girl.
Right. But like sleeping over somewhere, yeah, I guess.
Do you like sleepovers?
I don't, not anymore because
Growing up, did you like sleepovers?
Yeah, I loved sleepovers.
I didn't.
Oh my God. My parents would get so upset because every weekend it would be like 9:30 and I'd be like, I'm going to go to Sophia's. And they'd be like, no. Like I
Yeah.
always was leaving and getting flack for leaving. I was obsessed with sleepovers. I would have 5 in a row. I was never home at night. It was like, I love sleepovers.
I hated sleepovers.
Why?
Like I just like was like when it's time to go to bed, I'm going in my own bed.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Like my best friend, Camille.
Yeah.
She'd have to sleep on the floor forever.
Yeah.
She was like, she's my best friend.
Right.
And even she's allowed in my bed. Of course she's allowed in my bed. But I was so like, I don't want to like sleep over. Like you can sleep on the floor if you want to sleep
That's
over.
so only child of you.
Totally. It's not a
Beyond
good
an
thing.
only child of you.
My boob's out.
That's okay. That there was a couple times sleeping over. They're like I loved sleepovers with my existing friends, but I remember like the first couple early sleepovers I had.
Yeah.
I so vividly remember this. I was in like 3rd grade, and like
Yeah.
after cheer practice, I was going back to this girl's house. We were having a sleepover, and I just how just
Some houses
you were like, nope, this
Yeah,
isn't it. And I
totally.
remember I was laying in her room with the lights out, and like trying to go to sleep, and in my head I was singing that John Bon Jovi song that was like, "Who says you can't go home?" And I literally woke up. I went and knocked on her mom's door, like on the verge of tears.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a really bad
Yeah, can I call
stomach
my
ache.
mom?
Can I call my mom? And I went home. But I just remember sitting in bed going, who says
That's so
you can't
funny and
go
weird.
home?
You could go home.
Yeah. What else is going on?
Dude, I've been to like so many new places.
Tell me.
Have you?
Well, we've gotten pretty fucking cathartic foot rubs together recently.
Let's talk about it.
Meaning one really good one and then one average one, but still. And then I went the other night, I got a massage, and like this happens to me with porn, where like with massages.
I've never watched porn.
Are you kidding?
No, I've never in my life watched porn. This is not a bit.
What?
I swear to God.
Ever?
Ever. One time
As a joke, at least.
No, I've never seen porn. One time I walked.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. One time I came
What?
home in college and I like looked up. I like typed in PORN, and then I was like, ugh, I never watched porn. I'm not joking.
Why? Do you have like a reason?
No, I just like have never watched porn.
Do you have like a thing, an OCD about it now, where you're like, well, I can't start now?
No,
or-
I could start tonight if I wanted to.
if I were you,
Is
I
it
would.
free?
Yeah. I would go home and give it a shot, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll think about it. What are you watching, idiot?
I would just to say you did.
I'm not upset about it. I don't feel any judgment around it.
I feel that it's
You're judging
pretty.
me.
I'm not judging you. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I'm a sexual being.
I just and someone who's got vibrators. I'm like, you're just using your imagination.
I'm imaginating.
Imaginating.
I'm doing that while baiting.
Imagination.
I was thinking Imagine a World by Ariana Grande, but that's cool.
That's crazy. I
have
know. I
never-
learn something new about you every day.
Yeah. I learn something new every day too. About
I
chicken
actually
and-
want to give you the assignment of going home and using it and calling me after and being like, giving me your review.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Well,
But-
I was gonna say with massages that it's kind of like sometimes with porn, I will forget that it exists, or I just forget about it.
Yeah.
And then I remember, and then I go on a little rampage.
Right, like massages.
Yeah, and with foot massages, like a week and a half ago, I remembered foot rubs.
Right.
And
We
I've
could do
gotten
anything
like
we
4.
want.
Yeah, because you guys, north of Washington Square Park, an 8th, $25 for
An
a
hour.
1 hour foot rub.
Nothing like it.
That is, what is that? 2 sweet greens? 1 sweet green.
I love
Honestly,
that-
sweet greens $20.
I love that. I haven't. When was the last time you had sweet green?
Years ago.
Years ago, me too. But I love that, like, when we're talking about, like, we measure things with sweet greens a lot of the time.
We do measure things in
We
sweet
like
greens.
sweet green.
Yeah.
We sweet green measure.
Like at your
always.
closet sale, you made 15 sweet greens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like when you were like meal prepping, you're like, I could do this or I could do sweet,
Sweet
green.
green, yeah.
It's like
Tonight when I went and got parsley and sour cream
right.
and ice cream and chips, those 4 things, 1 sweet green.
Right. How many sweet greens is my salary?
Oh God.
Later. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
the Met.
The Met.
The Met Gala.
The Met Gala.
What do you think? As my fashion icon you are.
I didn't watch.
You don't know any of it?
No.
You didn't see anyone?
No.
You didn't see anything on Instagram?
I saw Nikki's coverage of it.
That's all you really need.
Yeah.
Did you agree with most of the things he said?
I guess so. I told you this before, but when I look at the Met Gala outfits, I'm like, all of them look horrible and beautiful to me. Both those adjectives. They look ridiculous and incredible.
Right.
Because I couldn't tell you left from right when it comes to
Costumes.
what's actually good.
I want to ask you if you were going to go to the Met.
Uh-huh.
So do you know this part about the Met? I'm going to tell you something right now, okay?
I probably don't.
They get like a
Styled.
designer styles them.
Right.
So
okay,
like
that I know. That
would-
happens like with the Oscars too, right? Usually.
Exactly.
Right.
So like who did you go with?
Right.
Miu Miu. Who did you go with?
Right.
Who are you wearing tonight?
Right.
You know, they do that.
Totally.
Cusco the llama. Like,
Yeah.
you know? Who would you go with? Besides Porchfinds. Because that would be so epic.
That would be really epic. But like high end.
Like,
designer.
who's your favorite designer you'd want to go with?
I'd go with Celine.
I love that.
Who would you go with?
I'd probably want to go with Miu Miu.
Yeah, I see
That's
that
why
for
I
you.
said that.
Oh, that's cool.
Sandy Liang, if she was going to do something.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anything I can wear like bows and be cute.
What do they do at the Met Gala once they get there?
So they like walk the carpet.
Uh-huh.
They go in.
Uh-huh.
They have a dinner. I think they do it. It's like a fundraiser kind of vibe. And then they're surprise performers.
Ah, who performed?
I don't know.
They don't tell you?
Like last year, Ariana Grande performed. And you
Doesn't
know what the
it
theme
cost
was?
like thousands of dollars to go?
Thousands.
Like each ticket is like,
Billions even.
that's so crazy.
So many sweet greens.
So many sweet greens. Don't get me started on how many sweet greens the Met Gala cost. I want to
Oh my God, you're special.
Yeah.
Emily.
Yeah, you guys, my special came out and you guys have been watching it
Of course they have.
and sending messages and comments. It's really been like, that's kind of been my whole week this week because,
they're going to say my whole life dream. And I'm like so proud.
well, it's
Kind of?
I feel too like
Vulnerable to say that.
I still feel like I'm like I've just pinned myself up for everyone to throw darts at. Like I don't know how to explain this feeling I feel. It's like
It's vulnerable.
I feel vulnerable.
That's actually the word for that.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, I feel vulnerable. But in a good way. Like I don't feel like vulnerable like I'm gonna cry. Like I feel vulnerable like
Vulnerable is not a negative connotation.
right, but I feel like usually people use it to say like I'm very vulnerable right now, like don't hurt me.
Yeah.
But I'm going, which I am, I guess that does mean that, but I mean like I feel vulnerable and like I just like put out my like naked self.
Yeah,
to the
your
world.
cards are on the table.
My cards are on the table. But we did this screening. It was so much fun. We did this screening in New York last week at the Georgia Room. It was also, I'm so glad I did that because it was like probably the last time I'll ever really watch it like that.
Yeah.
And to be able to watch it with like a room full of people and
be part of it. You've
be
never
part
been
of it.
part
I've
of
never
it.
been part of it. I've only ever done it for people. And then,
Right.
and also the really special thing was my parents were there and I was like standing behind them, watching them watch it, which obviously for some jokes was a little uncomfortable.
Totally.
But my dad, so if you haven't seen my special, first of all, please go watch it. But second of all,
Definitely.
it's about when I was on the X Factor, and there's a chunk in the special where I play all the audition clips, and my dad gets upset in the audition clips, and I was behind him watching him watch it, and when they were mean to me, my dad in real life was like,
Oh,
like he
upset,
got
yeah.
mad. He got like physically mad
Yeah.
again in the space of watching, but he's seen it like 6 times.
Right.
Knows it's coming, lived through it, and that shit was kind of fun for. And then like there was also times where people laughed in the room where there was no laugh in the special, like
Right.
laughing at stuff where there's not a laugh in there, and that was like fun to see. And
It was such a different experience watching
So-
it on screen than seeing it with you performing.
yeah,
But not in like a
right, even for you, yeah,
not in like a way
for
that
you, Spanish flu.
for me, not in a way that was like comparing it at all because
Right,
it was
right.
completely different. But it was such a different way to watch you.
Yeah.
But I also felt like that was probably one of the last times I'll probably see it.
Yeah.
Not in a way that like
No.
but like I've probably seen it like 100 times.
Right. Yeah. You've
Maybe
been to
more.
I wonder how many you've actually been
Yeah,
to.
so
many.
and I adore it. And I also think like obviously if you haven't seen it, like I'm not just saying it because Emily's my best friend. Every time I watch Emily, like I'm like, this girl is beyond. Like,
That's really nice,
and
Chloe.
every time I do see it, I'm like, I can't believe my Emmy does that. You know what I mean? It's
That's really
incredible
nice
to
of
watch
you.
you do that.
Thanks, man.
I do think that it might be the last time I saw it.
Yeah. Well,
And so I was really emotional at the end too because I was
Yeah.
like, this whole journey that I've watched you be on,
Yeah.
and then to see this end result,
Yeah.
and for you to present it to all of us there that night, I was like, oh my God, that was that.
yeah. Well, it really made me understand why people do like premieres and screenings and like I always wondered, I mean, I guess it's different with movies and stuff because like actors, like this was like my life story. Like it's,
Right.
you know, pretty much mostly aside from Sam, you know, other people who worked on it, like it, you know, I'm looking at my life story on a stage.
Yeah.
But I always was like, oh, I wonder what that feels like to go to your own premiere and like watch your own thing.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I understand because it was really gratifying for me to like, I mean, I was like so nervous in a way I've never been nervous of just like, you
So
know, it just
different.
coming out online too. I was like, this is the day it's coming out. This thing I've worked so hard. Like, who knows now? It's out
Yeah.
of my control. But watching it with a room full of people and like getting to share that with people and getting to like, that was a very nice closure on the
Yeah.
whole process.
It felt like a bow.
Yeah, and I would like recommend that. Like, it was intimate. It was, it was like a chill night. Like, and then I wound up going to a bar with like a couple people after. It was like really, really nice, and having my family there too, and all my best friends there was like really special. And then, but then over the weekend, like obviously I'm clip, getting my clips ready.
Yep.
And one of the clips really took off. And I woke up Sunday because John, they did like a retreat in Terrytown, SNL cast and writers. And I woke up because he got home from that. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I opened my phone and like the clip was picking up. And so basically since that, I mean, who knows by the time it comes out or what, who knows what's going to happen. But like it's picked up steam this week and it's been really, really like so gratifying reading comments and messages people are saying like
Right.
of this show hitting with them. And it's so weird working on something for so long. And like I would get the instant gratification of like every time, you know, I did the show 80 times. That's 80 audiences. That's, you know, all those times I would get the real life response from people.
Right.
And especially in London and the Fringe, like I got to feel along the way, you know,
Yeah.
my flowers for it. But I was ultimately working to this, working
Yeah.
up to this, and it's just it's so weird. It's so
It
cool.
it really makes me imagine, like, you know how everyone was kind of talking about Ariana and Cynthia Erivo, like how they were like held on to their characters for so long.
Yeah.
Like it makes me understand, like hearing you talk about it too, of like once you put all this energy into this one thing that's your
Yeah.
entire life, like obviously it's gonna take some time to like come back to like reality, because that's your I mean, it's you because you're not playing a character,
Right?
But that performer
Right.
is you,
Right.
And so that's confusing to me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How can you like snap out of that?
Snap out of it. And with that, if I could just piggyback and circle onto that,
And please do segue.
the weird thing too is like I've been doing this show for so long. I mean, for me, you know, some people do shows like 7-10 years before they put the first show out. 3.5 years, but like 3.5 years.
That's
but like
a long time
in my life, I guess proportionally, it's a long time. But I, what am I trying to say?
I've had
like
3 boyfriends.
Yeah, yeah. You've taken
3 different boys there.
Yeah,
2. My dad saw it.
But your dad, so that's 3. Your dad did see it.
Yes,
That's awesome.
I thought about that.
That makes me feel good.
That's beyond.
That is beyond. People who are seeing it right now on the internet.
Right.
This is the first time this concept is even entering their brain. Whereas, like, I've been sitting with the idea of making a show about this time I was on the X Factor, like that, and with my circle of friends, like that has been in our ether for years, and it is very weird. People like now, like getting to know me based on that, whereas I in my life now feel like I am so not even that anymore,
right?
And that's a weird thing. And people have that with movies, I think, all the time, where like you film a movie and it comes out 3 years later, and then you got to go on a press tour, and you're like, oh God,
like,
what is this movie again?
Yeah.
And so this is obviously a much smaller scale version of that. But that is a weird thing too of like, oh, yeah, I'm like trying to creatively figure out what the hell I'm doing next, but people are just first finding this. And that's a...
But it's also
cool.
It's really cool because, I mean, I'm sure you're maybe not be the only person in the whole world to like do this kind of comedy.
Certainly.
But I really am thinking, like, people see Bo Burnham, and we talk about this all the time together, like do music, stand up, whatever. But it's not often.
Right.
And now we're seeing this a lot because you're in comedy, and I'm seeing this because I'm attached to you.
Secondhand, you're attached to me.
And I see like a lot of people at the Red Room, for example, even bring in music. But that's not always been a thing. Mm-hmm. So I think seeing this is really refreshing and fun for people to watch because it's not really a medium that everyone's doing.
Right.
Like also like Kat Cohen, you know?
Right.
Like that's so fun and exciting to see something new, not just someone up there just like yapping.
Right. Yeah. Although I love a good hour of yapping.
No, I literally love it. I mean, that's what we are.
Duh.
But also,
Unwritten
I think
yapping.
You know what I think you should have done at the end of your
what?
premiere. You should have sang "Jar of Hearts"
live at the thing. I could. I can't do that unless. Oh no, is that her butt?
Oh no, it's her butt.
Where is she? Stella?
She's under. I think she climbed into the bed. She scooted off.
All right, I'll clean that later, but maybe like cover it with your leg.
Wait, check if she's okay. She just scooted.
So we just investigated, and it looks like
that on film,
but no audio. It looks like Chloe stepped in shit outside.
Yeah,
that actually wasn't Stella's poop.
I did on my way home. Mm-hmm. The city is filled with shit these days, and no one's pick up after your dog.
No one's talking about it, and we think that Chloe stepped in it, and then her foot just got it on my chair.
When you just wiped her, it was a clean wipe.
Clean wipe.
It wasn't her.
I'm glad to know that because I would be upset about her sleeping in my bed tonight if she's got shit ass.
Totally. It's okay, Sal.
But I would let her, obviously. I would eat her shit ass because she's my dog.
Ew.
I don't want to eat her shit ass, but I would let her be in my bed with shit ass.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad.
I'd do anything for these girls.
Should we do our segment?
Yeah, let's do it. It's time for...
Hot Girls Hot Takes.
My hot take today is, you want to come up here, Stella?
Stella, come here. Come here. Stella, come here.
Yeah. I'm her mommy.
Okay.
You don't get to have her because I'm her mommy.
That reminds me of like a Family Guy, like a Stewie baby that has like a voice.
I'm her mommy.
I don't like it.
Go get my mommy. I want to go home. That's what I did at my sleepovers. I'd knock on the mom's door up front and go, I want my mommy. You love little voices. It
really gets me.
Yeah. My hot take this week is coffee shops, matcha shops, whatever the fuck.
You hate their lids.
No. who don't have dairy milk.
Wait.
Shut them down.
Wait.
Shut them down.
They don't have dairy milk.
MF and matcha full. I go in there. I go, hi, can I get an iced matcha latte with whole milk? Sorry, we only have oat. I went.
You know the leader of the whole group is dairy, right?
I go, you know what oat's trying to imitate, right? You know what I almost did to her? I almost pulled a cerulean blue monologue on her with like, oh, I see. You think this is about the oat milk. You think this isn't about where the milk comes from. You do realize that years ago, I don't know.
Why
but,
is
you
it-
know,
yeah.
like oat milk, that's my squeeze, utter. The argument I always make with non-dairy milks is we all know what they're trying to imitate, right?
Right.
Don't you think the original is the best? And listen, if you're lactose intolerant, if you're vegan, all good, girl. But still carry my milk in your shops.
Well, listen, if you're vegan and you're lactose intolerant, don't make that our problem where we can't have our regular ass milk
That's
in the
what I'm saying.
restaurant.
If you like you can have that as you as a person, but there
Yeah.
are full on shops now
Yeah.
that
Your establishment
don't
must
carry
have all
dairy.
milks.
I'm like,
Have you ever had imitation crab?
or you should say no. I guess as a kid in like California rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always imitation crab. It's
Right?
like,
Why?
Like, why can't it be the OG?
I don't know. That is a good question. Why are California rolls all imitation crab?
Imagine being called imitation Emily.
Yeah, I know.
It's
That
like,
wouldn't be too nice.
Call them a crab.
Call them a
Call
crab.
a spade.
I remember, like, I don't remember many things. I didn't know many things about food growing up, but one thing I always knew was that California rolls had imitation crab. Why?
But nowhere else you have that.
Is
So,
it
let
because
it be
they
the-
sell them everywhere and crab would go bad too fast?
I don't think so.
That's probably why. It's America.
I
Processed
don't think
food
so.
lasts longer. Processed food lasts longer.
I don't think so. So you think that's why the milk's not there?
No. I think that's there for them to make a statement. And I go, take your statement and shove it up my ass. I don't care about your statement. Carry my dairy milk.
No, seriously.
I'm going to get my mommy and she's going to shut your place down.
Mommy.
If you don't carry my
if you
cow
asked-
milk.
If something was wrong at a restaurant and you were like, Mommy?
No, I would say that if something was wrong with the restaurant, I'd be like, sir, I hate to cause a problem. But if my mommy were here, she would make me send this back. So before I call my mommy, take my chicken and remake it.
I love that one.
Mommy. That's what I say.
Nasty.
It is nasty. It's what I honestly, and I've said that, I think I've said this on here before. I talk to myself completely on the street with Stella.
Yeah.
Like I am talking out loud. No one's with me. And like when girls will pass on the street or guys, but mostly girls, will pass and go,
I'm her
"Oh."
mommy.
Yeah, they pass and they go, oh, well, the story that I have about it was there was this one group of girls when I was leaving your old apartment who goes, oh, and they don't look at you. They just look at the dog. They don't make eye contact with you, which that's fine. Sometimes at the very end, they look up at you and I make sure I'm already smiling like, hey,
Pretend you're on the
what
other
do you
end
think of
of the
me?
leash.
Yeah. And they look at me and the girl this one time was like, oh, and Stella like was just being erratic and it looked like she was trying to go walk towards them. She wasn't.
Yeah, we know.
And the girl goes, oh, the baby wants to be with you to her friend. And I smiled and I kept walking. And I, to
this is
myself,
already outrageous.
to myself, I go, no, she doesn't. I go, no, she doesn't. I'm her mommy. That's where it came from.
That's like weird.
I know, I'm a weird girl, I guess. But like, I was walking home at night, and like walking home at night, vibes are whatever you want them to be. It was dark out. I go, no, she doesn't. I'm her mommy. And I'm alone, and I said that out loud. I say shit out loud all the time because my life would be so boring if I didn't.
I know what you mean.
Like, I will literally just be like, huh, that was funny. Like,
right.
just to the air.
Right. There likes it.
Because it's more fun. Like, I'm having a better day if I'm just like, if something goes wrong in your apartment and you go, ah, this sucks.
Yeah.
It's instantly more manageable.
I agree.
If it's mentionable, it's manageable. That's what Mr. Rogers said, and that's what Sarah Silverman always quotes. But it's kind of true.
It's totally true.
If you start talking out loud, it's like the thing of like even if you just smile and things immediately get better.
I'm just thinking if like I heard you say that under your breath as that girl, I would be so freaked out.
Well, I was out of earshot, but
I don't know.
ultimately, I was out of earshot.
Okay.
It was Union Square. I was out of earshot.
Okay.
They had passed, but that was where my mommy
I
came
like
from.
it. I like it.
No, she doesn't. I'm her mommy. She wants to be with her mommy.
That is crazy awesome.
Yeah, thanks, dude. What's your hot take of the week?
My hot take is this. If you're on a dating app, you're there to date and to go on a date. Why the fuck would anyone want to just talk for fun?
Uh-huh.
My hot take is you have to take it out of the dating app 24 hours after you match, or it's over. No, that's my hot take. Not you, not you.
Well, I can respond.
No,
right?
I think I have the floor.
Well, then keep going.
I will.
Can I have a rebuttal?
You may.
But not yet.
When appropriate.
Okay.
I think that if you match with someone and you're having a conversation, you have 24 hours to take it out to the streets, or you're never going to meet, and you've just created a pen pal.
I would say you have a week.
Not me.
I would say you have a week. People have
week.
busy lives. You mean you have 24 hours to make plans?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think
I'm-
I think people would be better off if they acted like that.
I'm 30 years old. I know. It's hard to
No,
believe.
you're not. You're 29.
Yeah,
Don't
but
age
I'm
yourself.
like getting there.
Yeah.
I'm 29 years old.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of 20s.
Yeah.
The later.
Yeah.
And I will say, I am not wasting my time talking to someone for banter unless I'm meeting you and I know that we can banter in person, because we could banter all day online.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
I think you should I actually think you should put that in as your prompt on Hinge
Take me
and
on
be
a
like,
date.
you have 24 hours to see
Here's
if we
another really
bond.
quick. It's not
That
too-
would be a cool experiment.
Okay.
That would be a cool experiment.
Okay. I'm not on dating apps yet.
Aren't you?
I am.
Right.
But I'm not on Hinge.
Okay.
And that I think is like the real one.
How much is Raya a month?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, I need to know.
It's like $20 a month.
That
which-
is so crazy.
Hold on. Which means for me,
That's like
if I'm investing $20, I should be getting 2 meals out of it. Because I'm getting $20 in, I should have 2 meals out of it. At least.
right or one sweet green.
2 sweet greens.
No, sweet green is 20 bucks.
One sweet green.
No,
I
it's
should
like
be
18 and then in
so
tax.
No, so I should be having 2 sweet greens to make up for my one's
to
an
make
investment
money. Yeah,
and
yeah.
one's to make money. Here's the thing. I believe also, here's another little mini hot take for you, if you will, and you will. I think that you should be able to FaceTime before you go on a date to find out the vibes.
No.
I do.
I don't like
do.
FaceTiming unless I know you really well.
I want to try. I think that I know it's weird, but I think that I rather like vibe check FaceTime, and if we have good like chem or whatever, you know how Sabrina Carpenter talks about bed
Then we
chem.
can have a really good bed.
I'm thinking camera cam. I want to try camera cam.
I really hope she can have sex soon.
I know she's horny.
She's so horny.
I just want to
Love
see.
that
I want
girl.
to vibe. I want to see.
Yeah, I am disagreeing. I think FaceTime is really intimate, and I think like I'm with you of like, hey, 24 hours before you have to take this mommy out on a date. And see if it actually
That
works.
was like, yeah.
Didn't we just hear about a friend of ours? I'll bleep the name. Who went on a date, first date, vibed right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like get
Well, of
out,
course
get
it
there in
happens.
person. I really do think the internet is so bad for vibes, for vibes, and you should get out there in real life as soon as you can. But
I
what do I
agree.
know? I've been out of the game for years.
Mommy.
Mommy. I'm mommy. Next segment.
What are you reading? What are you reading? What are you reading?
Idiot. Okay, what are you reading, idiot?
Okay, I just finished this book called Fuck.
It's because of the Kindle. You
It's
don't know
called
what you're
that.
reading ever. It's called
Fuck.
because of the Kindle.
No, I read 2 books
I'm gonna write a book one day.
called Something Stupid.
No, I'm gonna write a real book one day.
So
Mark
am
my
I, and
words.
guess what? It's called.
Two nuts in the nut aisle. I'm gonna write a book about my life, but I don't know. I don't know
called
when.
Fixed.
It's gonna be called Fixed. When I was on the X Factor.
Okay, I just finished a book called Everything You Ever Wanted.
Of course.
And this was the first time in my life that I actually wrote my Goodreads review instead of just did the star ratings.
Nice.
So I'm going to read it to you.
That's a milestone. Read
How
me your
about that?
review.
Here it goes. This book was beyond kooky. It had the darkness of the guest and my year of
Rest and relaxation. Take your time.
I'll start again.
No, we got it.
This book was beyond kooky. What if it was like really long?
Yeah.
This book was beyond kooky. It had the darkness of the guest and my year of rest and relaxation, which I really don't love. I was certainly entertained, but WTF. You want to know what
That
it's
doesn't
about?
tell me anything about
Well,
it.
it's my review.
Okay.
So it doesn't ask you for what
So
it's
tell me
about.
what it
If
was
you want to
about.
know what it's about, then you
Tell
read
me
Mommy.
what it was about.
Okay, Mommy,
Mommy
listen.
wants to know.
It's modern day living in London.
Okay.
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 Set the scene.
Set.
The girls are at work.
Hey.
There's a new show called Life on Nyx.
Ah.
Nyx is a planet that exists.
Okay.
This is real.
The planet?
The planet's real in the book. The poop.
Self-farted. Self-farted.
So, it's a regular day in New York.
Hurry up!
You asked me.
Modern day London. There's a planet called Nyx.
If you don't want to live on the planet of the Earth, you can go to Nyx, but they're recording you. So it's like Love Island. You're watching 24 hours of Love Island, but it's called Life on Nyx.
That's a good premise.
So if you're having a bad time on Earth, then you could go to Nyx and you could be watched. And life is on Nyx.
Okay.
So basically, what it is like all the people who hate living on Earth. They're like, yeah, I'll go, because once you go there, you can't come back. So this is what happens when you run out of supplies.
On Nyx? Do they serve you more?
No. You have to find out by reading the book.
That was a crazy trajectory of a piece of spit of yours.
We're spitting, we're shitting, we're farting. This is nasty.
Nasty. All right, so you didn't like it.
Hated it.
Did it get like Lord of the Flies? It got like really dark?
It got so dark and I was like,
People killing each other for food?
no, not Lord of the Flies in the sense of like people killing each other, but in a sense of like, this is it. I guess not at all like Lord of the Flies.
Well, you didn't really sell me on. I don't want to read it.
I wouldn't tell you to.
The premise sounded really cool until you were like, but what happens when you run out of supplies? I went, never mind. Now I
telling
don't.
you.
Now mommy doesn't want to read this book.
I'm telling you, every book I've read this
Mommy
year,
says good night. I'm not reading this book.
I feel like I have to like dance to impress mommy.
You have to do a little dance for mommy. Ew, you love when I do voices. I gotta do more voices for you.
When you do voices, like I'm like laughing. I'm like, my friend M is so funny.
That's awesome. That makes me happy.
And you're a comedian, but
I guess so.
but I like when you do voices.
Yeah.
People always used to tell me when I was little, that I would be a really good voice actor
Yeah, you
because
would
I'm
be.
really animated and
You
I can
are
do
animated.
so many voices. So I think that I really like voices.
Okay, so now that we're done talking about your shit book,
What are you reading, mommy?
are you sure that I haven't told you about Before the Coffee Gets Cold?
Yeah, milk fed.
I definitely talked about it on the podcast before.
No, I've never heard that before.
I feel like I have.
Does it have to do with something that I would like tune out about?
Japanese magic.
No, dude.
Okay, so this book I
So
love.
what are you reading, mommy?
Well, mommy is reading. Mommy's actually still reading Northwoods and Abundance. Because, I'm reading longer, deeper books.
Than
so
I.
they're taking a long. I'm also just
I'm like
reading
shitting out
less.
17 books a day.
I know. My special release, I was, screen time 12 hours vibes.
Hold on. Check in. How many books we've read this year?
Fuck. I'm behind, but I'm going to fucking catch up, bitch.
Yeah, but how many are you saying you're going to read?
I said I'm going to read 40.
And I'm going to read 45.
Yeah. No, you said as long as you can read one more than me, but
Right.
I'm at 7. That's not good.
I'm at 17, dude.
Okay, well, I'm
But
going to
you
get
don't-
up there.
You don't believe that any of my books are anything.
Well, because here's what happens, man. The second you get on here to tell me about it, I go, what's it called? You go, I don't know.
But I don't look at a cover ever.
well,
I'm reading on a
prepare for
Kindle.
our podcast and write it down and have that
Oh,
be the only
really?
thing you have on a piece of paper.
Prepare for to die.
Prepare for mommy. Mommy wants you to be prepared. Okay, so I'm still reading those books.
Mommy wants me to watch porn.
Ew, you made it weird.
Mommy wants me to prepare.
Ew, now you made mommy horny. Don't make mommy horny. Dude, I'm fucking icked out by that shit. You just made my character real nasty, and I am not happy about it. Mommy's not. No, but I didn't think of it as perverse until you just made it perverted.
Wait, I wasn't supposed to be perverted. Like, mommy had like homework for me. Porn wasn't supposed to be sexual.
You just said,
never is.
But you just made it sexual. So the book that I read a while ago, but that I think you guys would really like, it's
Stop
called.
scrolling so fucking much.
I'm finding it again because you had me check how many books I read. It's called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I am not going to know how to pronounce this last name. It's a Japanese name. Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Mm-hmm. Reminds me of Christina Yamaguchi. Remember her, figure skater? Excuse me? So my review I wrote of it was, it's a book about this like cafe, coffee shop. My friend Katie Lobster recommended it to me. Brady's girlfriend. Yeah. She's always reading good shit. And it's about this coffee shop where you go in and you sit and have a cup of coffee and you can bring back someone from the past and sit with them there, and they come back and you have coffee with them, but you can only be with them before the coffee gets cold, and you have to say goodbye to them before the coffee gets cold or like bad shit happens.
Holy
it's
shit.
It's a really good book.
So was it people like from her life
There's
or was it famous people?
No, so there's like this cafe and there's 4 different chapters. It's a short book. And there's so it would be good to read to get your count up. Count up. And there's 4 different chapters, 4 different people, and they each go in and they like try and bring different people back for different reasons from their past and sit and talk to them, and it's really, really good.
You know,
Japanese
a lot
author.
of the books.
And the other Japanese book author that I read that I recommended on here, I think I did, was Convenience Store Woman. And I really like these Japanese authors that I've read. Their style of writing is very like perfunct, or like it's very precise and quick and like sharp and to the point, but yet it conveys a lot of emotion, and I really like it. So I recommend it, guys.
A lot of the books that you've recommended, I have taken and read myself.
Yeah. Did you finish Chelsea Handler's?
No.
Did you start it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm trying to audiobook, so it's like a different world for me.
It's hard for you to get that into your routine.
Yeah, but I really, every book that I've recommended everyone not to read.
Right.
And I like that you're giving me books to read. But I would like someone to read the Everything You Wanted so I could talk about it with someone.
And that's the planet with Nyx.
Nyx.
Okay. Well, you guys,
this has been crazy.
This has been a roller coaster of an episode. This is our new temporary studio. I hope it feels as cozy as our last one until we figure out where we can get somewhere more pink.
Defo, because
And
you know
on brand.
I need more pink in this room.
Yeah, this is giving like 60 minutes documentary, and I think
I think they've definitely picked up on this being more like 60 minutes.
Yeah.
By our serious
by our
chats.
seriousness. But thanks for listening as always. If you're new here, stick around. We have weekly episodes every week, and please, you probably already heard it at the top of the episode, but if you haven't, watch my special fix.
Please.
And I do want to say there have been a lot of messages from listeners, like people signing off with Lilas and stuff. I have read all of your messages. Thank you so much. Seriously, every single one brings a smile on my face and makes me really happy. And
Me
I
too.
really, 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 there's no way to parasocially.
Gratitude.
Yeah, a parasocial relationship can only allow me so much authenticity. But believe me when I say it, it really means a lot. So please tell your friends if you haven't already.
Same with the pod.
Same with the pod. Yeah, tell your friends about the pod.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Subscribe for mommy.
Yeah. Ew.
Ew. Okay,
right.
y'all. Well, have a great week. We love you. Love you,
Lilas,
Chloe.
Love you, Em.
Thanks for listening to All Body, No Brains.
Whether you're just cleaning your apartment, slaying at the gym, or strutting these city streets, we are always grateful for your ears.
Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. And please subscribe to our YouTube.
We know how 2008 that sounds, but seriously, you guys, subscribe to our YouTube.
And tell a friend, too. Lilas.
What?
Love you like a sister.
I'm kidding, Em. I know what Lilas means now. Lilas!
All body, no blanks, no blanks. All body, no blanks, no blanks. All body, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks.